Hello everyone, this is a video where I'll share with you the most basic expressions you will need in order to get started interacting with somebody else in Spanish. So what we'll see, again at the most basic level, is how to greet someone and how to introduce yourself and how to say goodbye to someone. So those three things we're going to touch upon. Now, in order for you to see how these expressions are written and how that matches up with what I say, I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can read it as I talk. So there you can see a few expressions. We'll start by the greetings. So we've got there Hola, Buenos días, Buenas tardes, and Buenas noches. So let's say a little bit about them. Hola is the equivalent of hello and is the one that you could use by default in more informal situations. Then we've got Buenos días, which is a bit more formal and it's used kind of like good morning, but the Spanish idea of morning is different from the British idea of morning. So basically we'll be using good morning up till our lunchtime, which is between 2, 3, or even 4 p.m. And then we'll start using good afternoon. Probably at 4 p.m. everybody would be saying Buenas tardes. We don't have such a thing as good evening, and the evening doesn't exist as such in Spanish because we don't have that gap between our dinner and the time we go to bed. So basically we continue saying Buenas tardes till it's nighttime. That may be roughly like 10 p.m., something like that. That also can vary depending on when it gets dark and where you are. And then we've got Buenas noches, which is not only used just when you go to bed. If you arrive to a hotel at night just to greet the person, you may also say Buenas noches, just as you come in. And then we've got a couple of ways to introduce, well, it's just one way to introduce yourself and then the answer to that. So we've got Encantado or Encantada, if you're a woman. Encantado is the masculine form and Encantada is the feminine form. So that means nice to meet you, let's say. It doesn't literally mean that, but let's say it means nice to meet you. It's like the beginning of the sentence, Encantado de conocerte, which could be literally pleased to meet you. But we normally just say Encantado or Encantada. And then the other person could answer Igualmente, which literally means equally, meaning is the beginning of Igualmente Encantada or Encantado de conocerte. So it's like, it's nice to meet you too. Encantado, Igualmente. And then we've got a few ways of saying goodbye. Adios, Hasta luego, and Hasta mañana. So adios, I translated it as goodbye, is by far it's the most commonly used one, I could say. It's the idea, this comes from two words like a and Dios. So like to God, meaning like with God, such as go with God. When somebody is going on a trip or you're not going to see them for a long time. That's what this used to mean. Now it's not used in that sense, but there is still that feeling that when you're saying adios, it probably means that you're not going to see someone just in the next couple of hours. If you're going to see someone kind of soon or later, then you could use hasta luego, which means literally till later. And I translated that as see you later. That's also very commonly used. And then if you're going to see someone the following day, you could say hasta mañana, which literally means until tomorrow. And I translated that as see you tomorrow. A way of saying goodbye that you won't see there, that I've seen is quite popular amongst English speakers that sometimes want to say a few words in Spanish, is hasta la vista. that's not something that is used, at least in Spain, or I haven't encountered that, and it's not nearly as common as these three I've shown. So that's not something I could include in my farewell repertoire of Spanish expressions. So just to recap, everything we've got here is hola, buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, encantado or encantada, igualmente, adiós, hasta luego, y hasta mañana. As always, if you've got any questions, please let me know. I will attach a link to this document together with this video so that you can access it. Thanks.